tip-off, we want to take a moment to honor our incredible seniors and their accomplishments inside and outside the program. We have coaching staff and the public department want to thank these young athletes for being role models to their peers, dedicated student athletes, and absolute pleasure to watch on off the court wearing York green the past 4 years. And everyone has been proud, showing what it takes to be a York Duke. First group we'd like to recognize are the York seniors. We have 2 seniors on. Our first senior is Jennifer Graham. Jennifer is the senior team captain, supported by Rhonda and 2 Graham. Jennifer's not sure where she wants to go to school, but plans to major in biology on the pre-med track. Congratulations to Jennifer. We'd like to recognize Abby Fitzgibbons. Abby's on the side of your school, but she's about to major in nursing. Congratulations, Abby. Our next senior we'd like to recognize is Gabriella Ruggieri. Gabriella is going to the University of Kentucky in the fall, majoring in interior design. Congratulations, Gabriella. Next senior we'd like to recognize is Fran Lucy. And it's on the side, but today's her birthday. Sophia, the next senior we'd like to recognize is Sophia Stropopoulos. Sophia is undecided on major, probably kinesiology. Congratulations, Sophia. Next senior we'd like to recognize is Elaine Look. Elaine is headed to the Ohio State University, majoring in biology. Congratulations, Elena. Out headed into senior boys basketball players. Our first one is our manager, Gannon Rice. Gannon is supported by Reagan Jen Rice. Gannon will be attending Purdue University, majoring in applied statistics. Congratulations, Gannon. Lucy Barrett. Majoring in marketing, fashion design. Congratulations, Lucy. Aiden McGovern. I will be attending either the University of Illinois or Indiana University to study business. Congratulations, Aiden McGovern. Thank you to all members of the graduating class. Wish you the best of luck in your next adventures after your high school.
Hello and welcome back to a very special edition of York Basketball, York Boys Basketball on York Sports Network. I am Joshua Melvin. I'm going to be your play-by-play announcer today. I am with, for the first time this year, and I want to say first time ever, Jack Tobin. He's going to be the color analyst today. For this senior night game. As we've been streaming for a while, you've probably seen the festivities surrounding senior night, as it's going to be a interdivision rival, the Downers Grove North Trojans. They come into the game 13-8, 4-6 in conference. They've already beaten York by 8 points earlier this year as a score of 44-36, and we'll get into that later. They average about 49 points per game and 45.6 opponent point per game for a plus 71 point differential on the year. Wow, what a low-scoring team this is. This is going to be an extremely low-scoring game, and hopefully we can chop out the win. Coming on the other side is the Dukes. They are 16-8. They are really strong away team, actually. 7-3 away, 5-1 neutral. So away from the Dick Campbell gym. They're combined 12-4, while they're 4-4 here. And then, as I said, the DGN Trojans are going to be 3-3 away. So two 500 teams playing in this building. And we are going to really focus on the standings today of the Western Suburban Silver Conference. And that's going to be Downers Grove North, Glenbard West, Hinsdale Central, Lyons Township, OPRF, Proviso West, and York, because this is one of the closest division races in the entire state, and arguably, in my opinion, the best basketball division in the state this year. We're going to highlight all the seniors, but we're going to say the stats of a few. First, number 3, the leading scorer and probably the best shot creator and bad shot maker, not necessarily that he takes bad shots, but that he's able to make them when he does. That's going to be Drew Kircher, averaging 14.3 points per game, 3.1 rebounds per game, 2.3 assists per game, 47% from the field, and a really impressive 42.7% from 3. Following that is Tieran Casey, more of a defensive stopper, but his offensive numbers are 6.5 points, 2.5 rebounds, 1.9 points, and nearly 40% from 3, along with 46% from the field as a whole. Finally, Peyton Stark, for a while there, was the 6th man of this Dukes team. His minutes have gone down a little bit in the recent games, but still an effective player off the bench. 0.5 points, 0.5 rebounds, and 1.1 assists per game so far this year, as well as you have Aiden McGovern, the center, and other big men outside of Adam Hardeck for this team, standing at 6'5" as well. 1.9 points, 1.3 rebounds, 0.5 assists, 36% from the field. But it's going to be their last game here at the Dick Campbell gym, most likely. So I'm really excited for this game. What are you excited about, and what are you looking forward to the Dukes doing today?
Thank you, Josh. I'm excited for doing my first game. I'm looking forward to see how the seniors play, and excited to see, or hopefully we see Nick Hesh get his moment here. Awful injury, so sucks he wasn't on the team for the season. And I think the Dukes, what they should do to try and win this game is they're going to try and limit the post touches, and they're going to try and keep the guards from getting straight line drives into the paint.
Yes, and we're going to take a quick break here as we're about to do the national anthem, and we would not like to get copyright straight. So we will see you here in just a sec.
Congratulations to your senior volleyball. Good luck to the group of plans. Starting lineups will follow in a moment. At this time, we ask you to please rise for the playing of our national anthem by the York Band.
righty, this is going to be the starting lineups, but I quickly wanted to mention the other seniors on the roster, guys who really haven't really contributed as much as they would like, but still seniors nonetheless, and we want to thank them for their time here at York, especially on the basketball team. And it looks like, if we look right down at the bench, there's 5 seniors who are dressed. The only one not dressed, or we're going to let this is very exciting. We're going to let this play. I will be back in just a sec. As you saw there, Nick Hesh checking in for the first time since he tore his ACL, sadly, back in the end of November. One of the first games of the year. Has only played 2 games so far this year, averaging 12.5 points in those 2 games. The other 2 guys is Nick Mattis, who joins them, number 24. Even though he hasn't played that much this year in basketball, I'm in the same comp PE class as him, and he definitely dices up everyone in that class. And then as well as the man, unfortunately, the only senior not dressed is Damian Pancheco. Unfortunately, he has his arm in a sling, so no matter how badly they want to put him out there at some point, that's probably not going to be a good decision.
And we're underway. The Dukes win the jump ball.
They're going to give it to Hesh. He's going to back to DGN. He's going to go up and just lay it in for the first points of the game. Looks like they're going to try and get Nick Hesh a basket here. They are. He's going to go up with it and score. Stadium erupts. Calling a timeout is Coach Dunn, and he's going to dap up his teammates. So that'll probably be the last time, unfortunately, he'll check in under a Duke's uniform due to his injury this year. The entire team gives him a warm welcome back to the bench, as they all love him, and so sadly that he was able to miss this year. But the Duke's still quite successful without him. A pretty good year so far, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, they've played pretty good. Despite the injury of Nick Hesh, they've still been 16-8. They've kind of struggled the past couple of games, but have been playing great competition in Glenbard and Hinsdale Central.
Looks like here coming out with their typical ball press, or just a man defense, aggressive man defense. They really like to run this. They're going to stick with all seniors still. They're going to bring Kircher in. He was the only senior who was dressed who did not start, because he's the main starter. Here's the 3-pointer. That's number 12. It's going to be Jack Stanton, the sophomore guard. And what an athletic play there. Unfortunately, Aiden McGovern's not able to recover to get the ball as it gets back. Here's Stanton again with the 3. And a foul called here. Looks like it's on number 5. That's going to be Jacob Bozeman, one of the stars of this team. Bozeman's a junior. Their other star, you could see him in the center there. What a big dude that guy is. That is George Wolko, 6'7" sophomore, committed to South Carolina for baseball. As Drew, with the little floater there, unable to get it. And that's probably what the Dukes want to do most, or not want to let happen, I should say. And that's Wolko to get a bunch of rebounds.
Yeah, they're gonna have to do they're gonna have to do a great job of team rebounding against him, because no one on the Dukes is over 6'5", and he has 3 inches on at least everyone on this Dukes team.
I read a bit of a scouting report for Wolko. He's the number 3 player in the country, as well as he has He can consistently touch 90 miles an hour from out in the outfield, throwing it obviously to home plate or the infield, as well as just a good hitter. Obviously going to have a lot of power behind that frame, as that you could see down there, as they're going to want to double him. He's going to look to pass outside. Good 3 there. That's Owen Thulin. Owen Thulin with the 3. It's going to extend the lead to 5-2 for DGN. They're really going to have to watch those passes. They're going to really double team Wolko down low. You're going to have to watch, and whenever you double team, there's going to be someone open. Mattis makes the basket in traffic. Travel here, as we've been saying all year, these IHSA refs have been really adamant about setting your base before you do any movements and not putting that back foot or not stepping backwards as you catch the ball. That'll be a travel every time, and they call it there. A little give and go action, communicated poorly there, as there was nearly a turnover, but able to get it. Good pass from Casey. DGN also running a man team, a little too low for Kircher. And there's Tieran Casey with his defensive ability, able to get the steal. Also a good wraparound poke by Kircher to get the turnover, and then the smart timeout by Tieran Casey as he was on the floor with 2 DGN players around him.
I like how the seniors are playing, a lot of fight in them, getting the loose balls, and that was a really smart play by going down and saving the possession right there by Tieran.
This is going to be a fun game. It's going to be a fight between two, I mean, technically back of the division teams at 5th and 6th out of 7 at 13-8 and 16-8 and 4-6 and 3-6 respectively. The first record was their overall record. Second record was their in-conference. The first team I mentioned was DGN. Second was York. But as I said, I think this is the best division in basketball, high school basketball this year for the state of Illinois. So that's nothing to scoff at when you have obviously the best team in the state, GBW, a very good team in Lions that came second at the Tosh here at the Dick Campbell Gym, as well as OPRF, which has had one of the hardest schedules. And then, of course, Hinsdale Central is a very hard team every year. So nothing to laugh at for these or scoff at for either of these teams, despite finishing technically lower in the lower half of their division.
Any of these teams right here can easily get back into the top half, with 4th place being 4-6 in Hinsdale. Both York and DGN also only have 6 losses, so they're tied in the loss column with Hinsdale. So the standings could easily flip as the seniors Aiden McGovern go out for Braden Richardson and Adam Hardick.
As well as comes out Will Mattis. An effective 2 points there. Got the crowd really going, chanting his name. Harden with the ball. That dribble handoff is a textbook of this Duke's offense. Doesn't work there. They're going to try another pick and roll there. Looks like they're going to try and trap the ball handler at the top of the pick and force these shorter guards to throw over their defenders and get it to the big man inside. Bit of a hard foul there. Trying to go for the ball, be attacking as they're starting to show some sort of press defense here. York is. Nice basket there. Rebound by Bozeman. Gonna be a jump ball between him and looks like Stark and Casey. Both tried to go for that rebound along with Bozeman. Out comes Stark. In goes AJ Levine. Looks like here's the 90-second mask timeout. Once again, as we said, we're over halfway through the first quarter, and there hasn't been 10 points total scored yet. Still at 9.
we thought this was going to be a defensive battle going into the game with how both teams play. They've been York's been kind of streaky on the offensive end, and Downers Grove has played a lot of low-scoring games.
And as the players take a timeout, so shall we. Join us back here in just a sec for the second half of this first quarter. I think before I think we're going to say that this is quite the top-heavy DGN team, as they've yet to bring in a bench player.
Yeah. AJ Levine, number 20, checks in. He had 15 in the last game against Hinsdale. He's a young sophomore. Both these teams have a lot of sophomores, with Downers Grove starting 4 sophomores, or 3 sophomores, and York usually starting 2, or not starting 2, but having 3 have lots of minutes on this team, and Chris Danko, Braden Richardson, and AJ Levine.
Coming in, that's Mohammed Saul. According to their Twitter, it goes by Mo Saul. Bit of a shorter name there, so we're going to go with that. As making the bucket is Jack Stanton, 6-foot sophomore, one of the 3 sophomores, as you mentioned, along with 2 juniors. What a young team this DGN squad is. I'm nervous to be looking forward, as Kircher almost makes another circus shot. Last time down, he nearly made it as well. That time he does a little under the hoop. And great effort defensively there from AJ to get the jump ball. Good job there to steal a possession from DGN.
Yeah, the Dukes are just having a tough time missing shots that they usually make. If they can just make those, they can get some. They need to get some points on the scoreboard with only having 4 so far.
Not too far behind, though, thankfully, because of this notably somewhat inept offensive DGN, only putting up 49 points per game. And with only a 3-point lead here, score 7-4. Here's Wolko, gonna get the ball stripped from him from Casey again. What a steal there, and an effort by Richardson as well. Kircher gonna slow it down, give it off to Casey. Wide open 3-point attempt for AJ. Thinks he's got it, and he does. Swish, tied game here. The Dick Campbell gym, AJ Levine with his first points of the game. Playing defense on the much taller Mo Salah, a 6'5" forward for this team. AJ only standing at about 5'11".
Yeah, he's played a big part the last couple of games. As I said, he had 15 against Hinsdale, looking to have another big game.
Here comes the check-in. That's going to be Chris Danko, another sophomore. So a lot of sophomores used here today, and it's probably going to be a competitive rivalry over the next couple of years between these 2 younger teams. Out goes Wolko. In comes, that's going to be number 1, the other 6'7" sophomore. They trade 1 for the other. It's going to be Jake Reimer. As I said, 6'7" sophomore forward. So they got a lot of depth and height for this team. AJ Levine with the ball driving, looking for an under around. Out to Richardson, hits the 3.
Sophomore to sophomore connection right there, as AJ Levine hit Braden Richardson for the wide open 3, as the York Dukes take the lead 10-7.
Underneath the Reimer, just gonna go over the smaller Hardak. That's always tough whenever you get him down low, as he could just rise above the shorter defender. It's gonna make it a 10-9 game. Three here by A.J. Levine, rebound by Saul. Duke now doing their ball press, seeing if this will work defensively. Is Reimer with another close attempt, not able to gets his own rebound and misses again. Hardick with the rebound. Reimer, especially with how inept this offense is, he's really going to have to commit on those opportunities down low when he's able to just get above the defense.
With 20 seconds, the Dukes might hold for the last shot here.
Duke's in the lead right now. As you said, they're probably going to look for the last shot so they stay in the lead or just make it larger. Levine with it. Trying to get around the Mo Saul, and they're going to run out of time. Long shot attempt here. Missed. What are your takeaways from the first quarter? Played a lot by guys who don't typically get a ton of minutes in the seniors who all started. And then, as we saw, DGN really didn't make a lot of substitutions with only 2 subs coming in.
Well, I think the seniors started out with playing gritty defense, not allowing downers to take a lead. And then the last, I'd say 2 or 3 minutes, the offense started to heat up, getting wide open looks, hitting a few of them. I think they had 7 of their 10 points in the last 3 minutes there.
We are back. Looks like same lineup going into the end of the quarter is DGN as well as, no.
Tommy Van Daff, number 22 for the Dukes, checked in.
Yes, he did. He's really upped his minutes throughout the year. Great play from Danko there. Good solid defense from Van Daff on that possession on the bigger Saul. Driving here. No real movement or any sort of action that seems deliberate from this DGN offense. A lot of quick fake screens and pops for this team. Looking for a lot of attempts as they go up and gets the and the one. That's gonna be number 4. That's Max Hack. What do you think of this DGN offense? What sort of critiques would you make? What do you think makes them score only 49 points a game?
Well, you can see in that possession right there, they took a minute off without really doing the thing, just moving the ball around the 3-point line. Then finally they found number 4 inside for the and one. But I think just their slow pace of game keeps them in low-scoring games. Number 11, Alex Sherman checked in for the first time this game.
Now goes A.J. Levine, I want to say there. Van Daff with the 3. Oh, in and out. That's unfortunate. You do not like to see that. But still a 2-point game as DGN's trying to push the effort. Slowing it down is Hawk. Jump ball again. As you can see so far, this ball press defense by the Dukes is really effective against this 2-man game offense.
Yeah, I think is that the 3rd or 4th jump ball the Dukes have forced just in this game alone. Their defense has been getting a lot of turnovers and jump balls in this one. Hope that keeps up throughout the game.
Out goes number 11, Owen Thulin. In comes, that looks like number 33, I want to say. And that's going to be Finn Cramper, the 6'3" junior guard.
Sherman with the great take and hit the floater to tie the game up at 12.
Foul on Sherman there. Cramper with it. In comes Wolko and Hardick. And Tieran Kaysen comes in as well. Going out is Richardson as well as Danko are leaving. Mosal comes to the bench. A lot of fouls so far of what we've seen in comparison. We've seen a lot of times only 1 or 2 fouls, but 3 fouls aside in this game so far.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure no one has 2, so none of them are in foul trouble yet.
Good rebound effort there from Alex Sherman. A 2-on-5 for the Dukes offense. They're just going to take a shot. I don't know what happened there with the miscommunication on the DGN defense, but it still works out as Casey missed the shot. 3-pointer there off the mark. They're going to call an on-the-ground foul.
I think it hit the top of the backboard is what they would call it.
Looks like that is right. There's no numbers being shown to the scores table, so you are right. Good little baby hook from Adam Hardick, unable to go, but that's a shot you like to see. So he was able to still get a little bit of room and almost make his Kircher with the steal. Gonna slow it down, take the 3, good. Splash, gonna take that a 3-point lead, break the tie. Looks like they're going to a full court press here as DGN's offense clearly not able to really get anything quickly as they get a 3 there. Another missed 3, and Kircher with it. Nasty crossover there, going to Euro inside, trying to throw it up off the top of the backboard again.
He was hoping to get a foul call there, but Kircher, he's a senior. He started as a sophomore. He's had a great career as a York Duke, and he's been their best player this year, averaging over 14 points a game. It's really good to have a senior leader like that on your team.
Definitely, and sometimes you really wish he didn't try to take shots like that, but you know, he makes about 50% of them. He hasn't been that good so far this game, but throughout the year, I'd say he's probably made about half of those crazy circus shots that I've seen. And, you know, it's not the best shot that you want, but it's definitely not the worst. And he's the best player that you want taking those kind of shots.
Yeah, like you said, he's missed a couple easy shots early in the game, but he usually makes those type of shots, and if those shots start falling for the Dukes might pull away with this one.
Another dirty crossover, this time missing the 3. McGovern tried to throw it off Wolko, but not able to corral the ball before it hit the end line. Only half a quarter of play to remain.
It's interesting with the Dukes going full court press. They usually go with the half court trap type of defense, but they might have, as that defense drew the over the back right there, but they usually go with the half court trap. It's interesting to see, because it's early in the game and the Dukes are up, wondering why they're going full court right now.
Yeah, and as you said earlier, they were trying to go for that trap near the half court, and that typically implies a half court press, but they're trying to go all out. I think they saw the opportunity that this team is a little bit lackadaisical with their passing, and they don't really pass with effort and authority and purpose, so they're going to try and take advantage of that and get as many turnovers as they can. As the teams take a timeout, so are we. We will be back in just a bit for the second half of this first quarter. Dukes lead 15-12. Back. Hello and welcome back. Casey with the ball. Gonna do more dribble handoffs, a screen and roll there. AJ with kind of a wild pass. Surprised that wasn't called tipped by the end ref. That was just called out of bounds on Levine by the sideline ref. But that looked like it tipped up as it was a chest pass and then got tipped straight up in the air. So
Yeah,
kind of a confusing call there.
Kircher was calling for the tip, but they didn't get it, so it's DGN's ball, down 15-12.
Great block from Levine, rebounded by Hardick. He's going to be happy about that highlight later. Kircher, more nasty crossovers and gets the floater. What a shot creator he is. You know, I keep saying these nasty crossovers. It might just be me misremembering or not really remembering all the games I've called, but I don't remember him having this much hesitation in his crossover and ability to really, as Reimer gets it and gets the and one. He does one of my favorite plays. They're going to call it travel.
Yeah, you could see Dunn calling for the travel on the sideline, and they got the travel before the contact in the layup, so it's Duke's ball.
Duke's with it. Looks like a half-court press as well for this DGN team. Not a team, just a ball press from the half-court line as Kircher's going to try. Jump ball. Once again, weird call there, but.
Yeah, there's been a lot of jump balls in this game.
Yeah, I think that's the fourth one. That's more than any other game I've announced here. Looks like both teams are just trying to keep the possession arrow and steal possessions as Tyrion Casey goes for another one. That was a travel. They're going to call a charge too, as he had the ball in his possession against his hip and did a hop step. You can't do that.
Yeah, I saw a double dribble at travel, and then the ref saw a charge there, so the Dukes get the ball anyway.
A lot of violations. Doesn't matter how many violations you commit. As long as you commit one, it's going to be other team's ball. Good tip there, but great recovery by Levine. Corner three, no good. Good rebound. Two hands on the back is the call. White 20, he's going to come out. That's a couple fouls for him. No, sorry, first foul for him, fourth foul for the team. Five fouls for DGN. Once again, coming out in this full court press. Yeah,
hopefully the Dukes could get a few more turnovers, but they kind of felt, they're kind of going back to the half court press.
Doing a really good job containing these post players. Granted, they've only scored 12 points, so no one can really do all that good unless they've scored all 12 points. But still a good job. Physical, as you can see, they're double teaming Wolko down there, really making him stop. Is Casey with a great defensive play, gonna get the layup. What a play there by Casey.
Yeah, I don't know the last time DGN had a shot attempt. I think they've turned it over the past four possessions down the court. And the Dukes are making them pay, and as they take a 7-point lead with 1:41 left in the first half.
Biggest lead of the game so far for either team. And you have to Wolko. Wolko was dominant in that game against the Dukes with 17 points and 16 rebounds. That's almost his second, as Kircher gets the 5th straight turnover.
Yeah, the Dukes are doing a really good job of just not allowing shots, because in the first, DGN was scoring their points mostly on offensive putbacks, and now they're not even getting the opportunity to get the offensive rebounds.
The coach is getting frustrated there as they go the double big lineup. 6'7" sophomores here. That's going to be George Wolko and Jake Reimer.
Oh, what a move by Tyrion Casey. It could have been an and one, but still finished the layup.
What a play there. 32 White blocking. Not happy with the call, but you know, what player is happy with getting a foul, honestly?
Yeah, still, no, I don't think there's a player with 2 in this game, so no one's in foul trouble, even though there has been quite a bit of fouls in this game.
Fouls are evenly spread out. if you're a coach and you want your if you want your team to foul a lot, I guess evenly spread is the best way. Here comes
Danko
another
picked
one.
up his second though, right there.
Team's 6th foul. I think this is the closest I've ever seen a team from getting the bonus in the first half.
Yeah, teams usually, in high school basketball, teams don't usually shoot the bonus in the first half. It's mostly at the end of games that teams are getting the bonus when players are fouling intentionally to try and stall out the game. DGN scores the first points, and I think that was their first shot in 7 possessions.
Yeah, this, as we said going into it, this is not going to be the prettiest offensive game by DGN. And that they've really come out and show that that's going to be the truth. Foul called here, number 11. That's Owen Thulin.
I think the Dukes will probably hold for one with 24 on the shot clock, but they're also in the bonus as that was the 6th foul on DGN.
Both teams in the bonus. As we've been talking about, the fouls have been a big story. Looks like Richardson's going to ignore your advice, and it pays off with him getting the bucket.
Yeah, I saw some contact too. He kind of went into his body on that shot, but still made the shot.
Definitely could have seen an and one there as Wolko jumped forward instead of straight up to try and contest that shot. That's a textbook foul, but they didn't call it.
Ooh.
They're going to call a foul here on number 50, it looks like. That's Adam Harduck, the 6'5 junior. It's actually going to be on number 3. That's Kircher. That's his second. That's the only issue that you were talking about, is that if every player has 1, the next one they get is 2, because that's how simple math works. But then guys start to get in foul trouble more consistently, and you got your whole team all of a sudden in foul trouble.
I'm surprised that one, I saw that on the ground, but they gave him 2 shots for a shooting foul, but that's pretty big. As Drew Kircher's played Drew Kircher's played the whole game for some games, and if he picks up his 3rd early in the next half, he might have to sit some time. Dukes will try for a buzzer.
Oh, almost made there. Before we go to half, let's talk the first half. 23-16 in favor of the home team. That's the Dukes. Going to gain an advantage here on DGN. What do you think coming out of the first half?
I think the Dukes did a really good job of limiting drives to the paint and getting turnovers. As we saw, there was like a strand where DGN had 7 straight turnovers, and that just means they couldn't even put up shots. And the thing we looked for coming to this game was how the Dukes would control the defensive glass. And they did that pretty well in the first half, and they got the turnovers, which limit the opportunities for the offensive rebounds.
Great observations there from your first half of announcing with York Sports Network. We will be back in about 9 minutes and 36 seconds. We will see you then. Enjoy the halftime show put on by the Dukes competitive dance and cheerleading team. And we will see you in about 9 minutes.
Varsity, your product.
And with that buzzer, that means we are back after exactly 9 minutes and 36 seconds after the last time we muted. We unmute ourselves for the second half of this Downers Grove North versus York Dukes.
I think if the Dukes are going to win this game, they're going to just need to play the same way they play in the first half by getting a lot of turnovers, playing that aggressive D as they usually do, and not allowing those shots to go up.
I went down and talked to another senior. We failed to mention him earlier, unfortunately. An aggressive block and foul, or not foul called, sorry. Aggressive block and just an out of bounds signal from the ref by Wolko. But that's going to be team manager, and I'd like to say friend of mine, Gannon Rice, the senior, as you guys probably heard at the beginning, going to Purdue for a stats, applied stats major. And I went over there to talk to him right before the half ended, and he said that the Dukes forced 12 turnovers in that first half.
Oh, moving screen right there is Sherman did a great job by drawing the 13th turnover of the game. And I don't think that's even including the jump balls they had in the first half, which I think they had 5 or 6 jump balls alone too.
So what an impressive defensive half, and now 30 seconds. So that made my math much easier. But Kircher with the ball. Going to look to pull up, but got smothered there from Bozeman and I want to say Thulin. 11. Yes, that is Owen Thulin. I got that right. Let's go. Alex with the ball. Over to Hardick. Nice pass to split the double team. Little jumper, no good. And there for the rebound, that's number 12. That's Jack Stanton. He's going to pass it up the court. Bring it back. Reset the offense at the volleyball line. With the ball is Bozeman. Hasn't seen him a lot since he started. There's 3 there. Big 3 there as a giant momentum swing for DGN.
Yeah, that was almost a steal by the Dukes, leading to an open 3. That's a big swing right there to get DGN back in the game.
DGN back down by only 2 possessions. 4-point lead for the Dukes. Kircher with it, just throws it to no one as he was falling to the ground. Once again, that 3/4 court ball press being pulled out by the Dukes. It looks like they're doing quite the high screens here as they're all the way in the backcourt. Gonna kick it out, corner attempt. Richardson late on the closeout. Doesn't matter though. But then the missed shot doesn't matter as Bozeman gets the rebound.
Yeah, like we said, the Dukes need to force turnovers, limiting shots, because Downers does a great job on the offensive glass with their height advantage.
As he tries to throw it down on Adam but misses. Oh my goodness. Thank goodness he did not throw that down. That would have been a clip that I don't think any Duke player would have liked to see over and over again. It's Casey with the deep 3 and hits it. Gets the lead to 7. Says to Bozeman, yeah, you're going to try that. How about the scoreboard? Get back within range or take a lead before you try anything like that. Just take the easy points. Bozeman did not, and Casey makes him pay.
Casey's been a really good 3-point shooter this year, shooting just under 40%. Makes a big one right there to get the lead back to 7.
Bozeman with the misplay there. I'd argue his second misplay, but you know, he wants to go for the dunk, saw the opportunity, wanted it, unable to convert, and then throws the ball away there.
Chris Danko checks back in for the Dukes.
Casey that's Kircher. What a pass inside to Hardick. Timeout here by DGN as it gets once again to the largest point differential, or as other people would call it, a lead today, and that's once again in favor of the Dukes with 9.
Yeah, it's been the offense this half with Casey's big three, and then right there, got the pick and roll, got it to 9. They doubled Kircher right there. No one went to Hardick, and he had an easy layup. Well, it's senior night, and the Duke student section showed out tonight with a pretty big crowd.
Bozeman with it, driving left.
Ooh.
Gets the foul on Hardick.
He's been attacking this half.
Coach Dunn is about as mad as I've seen him in a while. Not happy right now. Yeah, and as you were saying, it is quite the large crowd for this game. But, you know, not only is it senior night, it's the last game, I think, for the season. Therefore, we're fighting for higher playoff seeding in, I want to say, or as Gannon told me, as he wants to say, we're pretty sure we're going to be in the Bartlett Regional. So we'll see how that turns out and how that bracket turns out. And this is surely going to affect the result of that and the seeding of that. So this win is going to be extremely helpful if we're able to convert on the lead right now. 3-point attempt there, off the mark. Richardson, great hustle for the offensive rebound.
Yeah, that was a really good box up by Hardick on the free throw. And what a move by Kircher getting the and one. But speaking about Hardick, he boxed out 6'7" Wilkow, very good. That's his third.
The lead now gets to 11, first double-digit lead of the game.
Yeah, Kirch with that and one makes him the Duke's leading scorer at 8.
Right behind him is Casey with 7, and then Richardson with 5.
The seniors are doing it tonight on senior night.
Out comes Casey and Richardson. In goes Levine and McGovern. It's like a little miscommunication there. They thought they were on the offensive end. I don't know what happened there as they went 4 guys around Bozeman. They called the mask timeout now, and as the players take a break, so shall we. And we will be right back in about 90 seconds. We are back. Once again, they have two guys. That's going to be the two sophomores, Stanko and Richardson. Not the only two sophomores on the court for the Dukes, as Levine's out there as well. They reset. So they're going to try and probably get it inside to Wolko. He was looking for in the post there, pick and roll with him. Doesn't work out to anything as they continue to throw it around the three-point line. Bozeman in the corner.
Yeah, this is another one of the DGN's long possessions with not really doing anything but dribbling the ball outside the three-point line.
And one there. That was quite effective, but you were telling me earlier that these possessions don't really work when you're down.
Yeah, usually you like to do that to end games when you're up. It's hard to have those 60 to 90 second possessions when you're down double digits in the second half.
Definitely, and this reminds me of another purple team I wouldn't say I got the luxury or I got the joy of calling, and that's Highland Park, as they did that same sort of scheme of just throw it around the three-point line and wait for an open three against a zone, which usually did not work out, and they had extremely low scoring and long possession games. But this team has a much more star-studded presence with Wolko and the rest of the not underclassmen, but non-seniors who start for this team.
Yeah, the thing about that is, but these long possessions, a lot of them are resulting in turnovers, which is even worse for downers. They're not even getting shots up or made shots with these long possessions.
And as you were saying earlier, one of their only offensive skills is offensive rebounding. If you're not putting up shots, you know what you can't do.
You can't get the offensive rebound.
Exactly, and that limits their one offensive skills. They're going to look for Wolko inside against Richardson. What a pass there. Missed three. And Richardson almost with it. And out of bounds there. I think that's going to be the Dukes ball. Made three, doesn't count after the whistle.
Good collective rebounding by the Dukes, gets them the loose ball. And the Dukes are up 8 with 2 minutes to go in the third. Looking to extend this lead to double digits this possession. Oh.
Travel there, yep. That is the call. He picked up both feet and tried to double back him down. He cannot do that, hence the foul.
I'd like to say the slips are working for the Dukes on the pick and roll. It was just kind of a low pass made and it had a hard time catching it, then traveled, which is not good for the Dukes. But I think the slips are working against the man defense of DGN.
I would agree there. Bozeman off with the three. They're going to get into the corner. Oh. Way off. I think that was so off that might count as an assist for number 12, Stanton, to Wolko for the bucket.
Yeah, but
that's his first points of the game. The man who had 17 and 16, that's going to be a foul there. That's 11 Tholen. The man who had 17 and 16 that led to the Dukes' loss at Downers Grove North has been not effective whatsoever today, as those were his first points.
Yeah, but we saw there the Dukes had a tough time rebounding, and that was the second offensive rebound in the possession, which led in the easy layup for his first points of the game.
You said there's another effective slip from Richardson. Might be due to the defensive. If they can really get those passes down and catch them, the defensive scheme of DGN really helps them. And so great move there. Gets blocked by Wolko. A bit of an elbow there. And then steal the ball. Casey gets him back as they just point at Wolko to tease him for the fact that even though he was trying to get a little bit chippy with Kircher, they still got the points, and they told him to look at the scoreboard.
Kind of looked intentional, but Kircher's fired up after getting elbowed as he gets the tip pass out of bounds.
In comes Sherman, out goes Kircher.
I think that's the first time Kircher sat since the beginning of the game where he came off the bench for Nick Hesh.
I think you would be correct on that. 40 seconds remaining. They're going to get 2 hands in the back against Hardick. The DGN student section, there's a few of them, are not happy with the call, or not happy with the foul committed. As he comes to the bench, they're going only Richardson is their only big here, who plays more like a forward, so we're going to see how Wolko is going to be used.
I think they're going to double him because you can see on the inbound, Tommy Van Daff, who I think was on the inbounder, kind of doubled Wilco in the post right away.
Yep, and it doesn't look like they're looking Wolko's way, as the Duke's physical defense with him has been really effective today.
Yeah, I think they're holding for 1 with 18 on the shot clock.
Which, I mean, I guess, but you're still down 8. It's not really going to make that much of a difference. You could get it down to 5, but we'll see. The way they've been shooting today, we don't know.
A good steal.
They get a turnover again. AJ Levine going to go with it, and then unfortunately throw it away as he was rushing a little too hard. But, you know, with that little time left, you don't really blame him.
Yeah, another good defense, good defense by the Dukes again, getting another turnover, not resulting in any points, but still not allowing them to get the shot up and allowing the chance for the offensive rebounds, which has been probably the best offense for DGN this game.
As we come close to the third quarter, what do you think the Dukes need to do to hold this lead out for the monumental divisional win? Or what do you think DGN needs to do to try and claw back?
Well, I think DGN, I think if they could come back by going to a bigger lineup and just by getting the offensive rebounds, if they can manage to not turn the ball over, they might be able to come back. But the Dukes, if they could just get the defensive rebounds, and offensively, if they could slow it down, take some time off the clock, and then make their shots, I think the Dukes will easily come out with the win.
That's a good point that you made about the bigger lineup. I'm surprised they haven't gone with that, as they've used in their rotation 6'3" Finn Cramper, as well as the 2 6'7" sophomores we talked about, a 6'4" guard in Jacob Bozeman, as well as Mo Saul. That's 5 guys over the height of 6'4". As far as they've gone with that, with the typical small ball lineup that the Dukes have gone with. As you can see here, the tallest guy outside of Richardson is 6'1", Drew Kircher, and Richardson's only 6'4", and that's 3 inches shorter than their tallest guy in Wolko or Reimer. So I don't understand why they haven't done that. That, you know, maybe an adjustment they'll make for the fourth quarter here, as they do bring in Cramper, Bozeman, and Reimer, but they send Wolko and Saul to the bench.
Yeah, hopefully the Dukes can continue to get the turnovers and get the fast break points as they've been doing the entire game.
Another tip there from Kircher. This is one of those games you really love to see. I wouldn't say the Dukes have played their best per se. Defensively, they've played amazing, but offensively, definitely not, as they've only put up 33 points. Yet they still feel like they're dominating this DGN team. Even though it's only an 8-point game, it feels like a much larger deficit that DGN has to come up with.
Yeah, that's because DGN's been taking a lot of time off the clock, so it's hard for the Dukes to get a lot of possessions in this game, leading to them only having 33 points. Dukes have 2 more fouls to give before the DGN is in the bonus, with that being their 5th foul of the half.
DGN only with 3 fouls, so a little better fouling-wise. As soon as I say that, DGN is now nearly in the bonus.
Yeah, the next foul by the Dukes will get them in the bonus.
Next foul will. Both teams have 4 timeouts left for this fourth quarter. Bozeman with the attempt, missed.
Big rebound by Richardson, not allowing the offensive rebound, and another possession for DGN right there.
Definitely, Richardson's been really good. Maybe not showing up that much in the stat sheet, but he's been really effectively defensively and just being a big that can move against these 2 bigs that they have. Here is Van Daff with the 3 attempt. foul on Cramper against AJ Levine, trying to get the offensive rebound there and keep their possession alive. He's able to draw the foul, and Van Daff is going to take it out for the Dukes. We're going to call a charge there. Good take from Bozeman.
Yeah, I think in college that might have been in the restricted area as he was really close to the rim, but there's no restricted area in high school basketball.
Nope. So that's going to stand as a charge, obviously, since there's no replay or challenging system for these high school coaches.
This is a big possession as DGN's cut it to 6 with 7 remaining.
DGN here, layup, no good, and defensive rebound here from Van Daff. Clutch defensive rebound. And they're going to call actually a jump ball. Possession arrow looks like it's in favor of the Dukes. Now it's probably going to be in favor of DGN. DGN is in the bonus now, 7 fouls. That means they're going to get 1-and-1s down the stretch until they reach 10 fouls, in which case it would be 2 shots. That's the bonus plus. Casey driving baseline, over to Hardick, wide open layup, good.
Stops the little run by DGN, making it an 8-point game. Big bucket from Hardick, good drive by Casey.
It's a good connection that they have. Hardick with the guards. Not your traditional big man, likes to get around the court. As I said earlier, they like to use him as a fulcrum for their offense. He hasn't really been used that much as that today, as he's been more used as a pick and roll for Kircher and Casey, and he's really shown a lot of off-ball movement as well. Been a very successful season for the junior, excited for what he can do next year. It's a 3 here, and then a timeout called by DGN. That's going to make it a 5-point game. Clutch 3 there. I think that was number 11. That's going to be Owen Thulin. It's going to be his 13th, I want to say. 13th point of the game. We're at kind of a weird angle to read that scoreboard, but he's definitely feels like he has more than 3. So I'm going to say 13.
Yeah, he has 13. I can see that pretty clear from my angle, and I think the Dukes being up 8, I don't think they can't be giving up open threes with 6 remaining in the fourth, being up 8.
We are back. Lineup for the Dukes is Richardson, Casey, Levine, and Kircher, along with Hardick as the big man. Wolko comes back in with Bozeman, Kremper, Thulin, I want to say. Yeah, Thulin, and then finally Mark Hawk. Little 3-point dribble drive gain for Hardick there, not able to work. Casey with it. I love the off-ball movement of this Dukes offense today, as that's created a lot of opportunities, but the length of this DGN team has stifled a lot of it. Good move by AJ, gets the bucket. I can't tell you how many times he's gotten me with that step-back move in our Comp PE class, but he's able to get the DGN defender there for the effective bucket here.
Yeah, that was a big shot, ending the run from DGN, making it a 3-possession game. There was a foul, and DGN will be shooting 2, trying to cut the lead down with 5:15 to go.
Gonna shoot the shot here, makes it. That is 11. Thulin, Owen Thulin with his 14th point of the game. Out goes Kremper, in goes Stanton, 6-foot sophomore. Makes the second one, cuts it down to a 5-point lead again.
This is the first time DGN has pressed in this game, I think, as they pick up the pressure with 5 remaining, only down by 5. Ooh.
Nice move by Levine again. Kicks it out to Casey.
Duke's in no rush with the 5-point lead. So they'd probably like to take a lot of clock off and end with a good look.
Definitely, that's one of the best parts if you're leading in a high school basketball game. Wide open three-year for Casey. No good. Offensive rebound, though, and put back for a Braden Richardson. One of the best parts of high school basketball. If you have the lead, it's that there's no shot clock. And if you don't have the lead, that's one of the worst.
Yeah, that was a big offensive rebound by sophomore Braden Richardson, making the lead back to 7. Oh. I think he caught him on the head. I think he got ball, but then head.
Yeah. That's what the ref says, so that is the call. That's going to be their 9th, one away from a 1 for 2 shots. This is going to be a 1-and-1 for Thulin.
It's not a 1-and-1 because it was a shooting foul. But
shooting foul. So it'll be 3 shots then.
Chris Danko checks back in for Casey. Danko's been a really good defender for the Dukes this year.
Definitely extremely effective. Whenever he comes in, the defensive ability goes up. And that's why they traded him for Casey's. You don't lose any defensive prowess whenever you go from Casey to Danko's. They're both stellar defenders from the guard position.
Those free throws cut the lead back to 5 with 4 minutes remaining. Almost a turnover, but it was out on DGN.
Kircher with a nice move again. His handles have been on point today, even though his shot hasn't necessarily been there. But his handles have been really good. And he's been making a lot of falling passes, and thankfully there, that wasn't a turnover.
It's been Levine creating the last couple of possessions to go along with Kircher.
Yeah, Levine's been used a lot as he takes a floater there, no good. Adam Hardican with
what
the
a
rebound.
rebound.
Levine goes up with it. Surprise, no foul there. Braden with the 3, no good, and collected there from Hack. As the DGN fans wanted Wolko down low, Bozeman's gonna go with it. He's actually gonna give it to Wolko, and he gets glassed by, somehow nearly makes it, and then gets his own rebound and puts it back up. The second points of his game, it looks like he got blocked by Richardson, but somehow that still went around the rim. Very impressive there as it cuts it down to a 1-possession, 3-point lead. Foul called.
The energy is back in this DGN student section.
90-second match timeout. As the players take a break, so shall we. We'll be back in 90 seconds.
comeback is not turning the ball over. I think they only have 1 turnover this whole quarter, and I think that before that they had like around 18 in the game.
It's a great job by DGN, but as a Duke student, you don't really love to see it. But as the Dukes try and protect the lead they've had since roughly halfway through the first quarter, they've had the lead nearly the entire time. A little bit of a circus shot from AJ. Levine there as tipped the ball away from Kircher. Another turnover. So as you said, they've been doing a good job with that. They turned the ball over. Kircher's doing great with those wraparound pokes. Looking a lot like Matisse Thibault, notable wraparound poke check artist for the Philadelphia 76ers.
Lots of contact, doesn't get the call.
Little turnaround jumper from Kircher. Had a lot of contact, as you said. Nothing, no call there. Corner 3 for the tie. DGN section goes crazy as they tie the game at 39. 2 minutes and 10 seconds remaining. The Dukes are really going to need to turn it on offensively here down the stretch.
I think as the Dukes call a timeout, I think the Dukes need to get the ball back in Kircher's hands more, let him facilitate, let him try and find guys, and hopefully they can pull out the win.
Yes, we got to make sure that Kircher doesn't try and go superhero as he's done the past couple of possessions with a couple of shots that you wouldn't really love to take, especially when you had the lead this late in the game. You would much rather have him try and drain the clock and dribble it around the three-point line like DGN's preferred style of offense. But you got to do what you got to do from this point on. The the past is now history, and you got to try and win this divisional game. Down the stretch, 2 minutes exactly remaining after the coach done timeout. It's going to be Kircher, Casey, Levine, who's been having a really good game. And as you said, playing really well since. That's probably why he's finishing the game with Hardick and Richardson. Then for the DGN Trojans is Casey with the ball. Not really getting anything over to Harden. I'll probably talk about their lineup once they're on the offensive end, as they'll take forever to do that. But Kircher with the ball. Gonna slow it down.
There's only now 90 seconds to go in this basketball game.
Over to the corner for Casey. Misses. Offensive rebound, Bozeman, who's out there with Owen Thulin. That's also gonna be Mark Hop, Wolko, as well as finally Jack Stanton. As both student sections, as the Duke student section gets loud. Tie game, 1 minute and 10 seconds remaining. Drive here from Bozeman. Got stopped by Casey. Timeout. Smart timeout there. 1 minute and 4 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter. Tie game 39-39. As we said, quite the low scoring combined. Under 80 points between these two teams so far. And we haven't seen very many baskets here in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, smart timeout by DGN. With them having 3 timeouts now too, to not turn it over and to keep the ball with 64 seconds to go in this game.
We're back. Timeout's over with.
Yeah.
Offensive possession here for DGN.
The one thing the Dukes have kind of gone away from is the pressure defensively as the game has gotten close. I think right here, their best defense has been getting the turnover, so I think they should go back to the pressure style defense they started with.
But as we've been saying this whole time, there's been a ton of fouls, and if you foul with that pressuring defense, they get or a 1-and-1, and then of course if it's a shooting foul, they get 2 or 3 shots, and that's not what you want in this close of a game. 1 minute remaining as they cross half court. DGN with the ball. That's Stuart with it. He throws it away.
I don't know. The crowd was electric. That might have drawn the turnover right there.
The DGN coach was in disbelief after that. I'm pretty sure that was Owen Thulin who was looking for Bozeman. Threw it away.
Well, Josh, with no shot clock, do you hold for 1?
I don't know. I think you hold for half the time, and then you go for it. Three-pointer here. No good from Richardson. Great effort here. Kircher gonna stay there. Looks like it was off of Bozeman. They're not happy with it. Coach is not happy with Wolko. The 6'7" Wolko was fighting with 6'1" Drew Kircher and 5'11" H.A. Levine for the ball and lost that battle. And that's gonna be really in favor of the Dukes, as he's just gonna throw it way far back to Casey.
Well, the Dukes have 3 timeouts. If I get in any trouble, I might call one of those.
Definitely, that'd be a great strategy call for any of the players or Coach Dunn if they decide, if they see fit for that. 20 seconds remaining in the game. Foul called on Bozeman. Not happy. Not really a great stretch from Bozeman. Looked like a miscommunication there that led to the turnover. The ball went off of him to go out of bounds, and then the foul there.
I think they have a lot of fouls to give, though.
They do. They have a ton of fouls to give, hence why there's no free, or never mind, they're in the bonus right now. You have no fouls to give if you are the DGN Trojans.
With 10 seconds to go, the Dukes will probably hold for the final shot.
5 seconds remaining. Deep three, tearing off the mark, and that's going to go out of bounds. 0.4 seconds remaining. It's going to stay
Dukes
with
ball.
the Dukes. Looks like one of the DGN players tipped it, apparently, and looks like, and barring some miracle game winner, which I would be very excited for, looks like we're going to go to overtime for this game. I don't think anything either of us would have expected. About 1 minute remaining in the third quarter.
Yeah, DGN played a really good fourth quarter, but I'd like to say you could get up a shot with more than 0.3 seconds remaining, and the Dukes do have 0.4. I'm guessing
if you could get a quick little tip or like a quick into a release, a pass into a shot, you're really going to need an open opportunity. You cannot put the ball on the ground whatsoever. It's going to be an immediate catch and shoot opportunity. You're probably going to go with one of your better three-point shooters like Richardson or Kircher or Casey. And we will be right back. We are back. 0.4 seconds remaining on the clock. Refs do not change the clock whatsoever. Typically they do in these final seconds.
my guess is they go for a lob, though.
That's a possibility. As for some reason they take out Wolcole or Reimer, but they do have Saul. And it's going to be a timeout by DGN. The Boo Birds come out for the DGN head coach as the crowd was ready for a last-second opportunity. And we'll be back after this timeout initiated by DGN. We are back. Casey to inbound it. AJ Levine on the court with Kircher, Richardson, and Hardick. They go no defender on. They're going to give it to Kircher, who's going to throw it up off the side of the backboard. And we're going to go to overtime in this rivalry game, this interdivisional game, for a couple places possibly in the Western Suburban Silver League. But DGN does have a game in hand on York as they play on Sunday OPRF. I want to say at home, as they already lost to OPRF 58-52 at OPRF. I think it was at OPRF. I may be mistaken on that, but I do know they did lose that game. So if they are able to win that game, they would still stay ahead of York despite this loss if they do end up losing. And then, of course, if York lost, they pretty much cement themselves at 6th place in the division, as well as Hinsdale Central could possibly lose a game left. I do not know what their schedule looks like down the stretch. So the best that the Dukes can get is 4th, because even though OPRF has a worse record than the Dukes and DGN and Hinsdale Central, they are 6-3 in division, showing how hard their schedule has been. This is going to be a 4-minute overtime period. This is the first overtime period I've experienced here at York. How about yourself?
Yeah, and I'd also like to add that Lions picked up a win versus Lions picked up a win versus Hinsdale tonight, moving Hinsdale to 4-7. So if Dukes could get the win, they'd jump them, and they'd jump them and Downers, and they'd move up to 4th in the conference. So it's a big game for big overtime for both teams.
Huge overtime, and as you said, then DGN can move up to 4th. Wolko with the tip, win. Over to Thulin. Back to Thulin. Thulin with it, looking for it. A little bit an off-ball fall or trip or something for Casey, but they're back over to Stanton. Stan looking for something. Very switching defense here for the Dukes. Wolko with it, gonna pump fake the shot. Gonna use the screen here, pop and stop, or stop and pop here. Missed. Good offensive rebound by Adam Hardick. They're gonna call a foul there. It's gonna be on number 4. That is Max Hack. He got into the jersey of Adam Hardick.
Big free throws for the Dukes. That was the Downers' 7th foul, so Hardick shooting 1-1.
Hardick not really known as a shooter, but hopefully he can convert on these free throws. Does not, but Kircher with the offensive rebound. Clutch offensive rebound there.
Big rebound by Kircher right there, saving the possession.
I think if you're the Dukes, you're at home, you have the crowd on your side. Slow it down. They continue to do that trap. So they throw it out near stolen ball. AJ Levine with it, stop and pop. No good, gets his offensive rebound. And Kircher with it. Stops, does not want the screen from Hardick. Looking to give it up to him now. Reset on the other side, swing it back. Casey with it. They're really wasting a lot of time. Back down now to 2 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in the overtime period.
Yeah, big offensive rebounds by both Kircher and Levine to save the possession, and hopefully they can come through with points.
Duke's crowd silent, allowing the offense to communicate, but the DGN crowd is not loud themselves, so there's no real volume in this gym. Levine with the ball over to Hardick, now down to 2 minutes and 20 seconds remaining.
Both teams have only had one possession, and almost 2 minutes have been taken off the clock in this overtime.
Over to Hardick, back out again. Levine with it, looking for Richardson. DGN getting happy with this defensive possession, but I think that's what the Dukes want, is every single time they haven't had a shot on a pick and roll, they've just chucked it back out to the three-point line. Kircher with it, stop, pop, good. They take the lead.
Big shot for the senior, making it a 2-point game.
Great shot there from Kircher. They finally got the shot they wanted, and that's a demoralizing possession for DGN. Whenever you play that hard defensively and not able to give them an inch, and then you give up a basket like that. That's got to be morally draining for this DGN squad.
With 90 seconds on the game clock. Ooh, it's a tough foul on Kircher right there, going over the top of
Wolko.
Stanton.
That's his fourth, one more, and Drew Kircher's out of the game. But the way he's really been the offensive focal point of this team, scoring a fourth of their points with 10 points, then you can't really take him out of the game. 1 minute, 22 seconds remaining. Timeout here, and we are also going to take a timeout. We'll be back in just a minute.
Big free throws coming up right here, and it's the Downers is in the double bonus, so it will be 2 no matter what.
That was the 10th foul. Shot missed. Crowd cheers. That's Jack Stanton, the sophomore, feeling the nerves.
Missed it short. Didn't get the friendly roll either.
No. Made it there, 1 point game.
They bring out the full court press.
They do not have a foul to give. They have 7 fouls, so the Dukes are in the bonus, and you don't want to give them free points like that, depending on who it is shooting the free throws. But 4 out of the 5 Dukes here are effective free throw shooters, so it's not going to be a foul is not really going to be ideal for this team. 1 minute remaining. So they nearly steal the ball. Jump ball. Possession arrows in favor of the Dukes, unless a foul is called. Jump ball. That is correct, and in possession of the Dukes. That adds a bit of defensive strategy. We had an interesting incident here at the, not at the Dick Campbell gym, it was actually in the South gym, between, I want to say, Batavia and St. Patrick with the jump ball, as it was used to the advantage of the losing team to get a jump ball defensively. So that might be a strategy here for DGN to try and get the jump ball, because the possession arrow is in their favor. 55 seconds remaining. 1 point deficit for DGN. 1 point lead for the Dukes. Down to Hardick. He's going to get fouled, as he was the one guy that I was mentioning. 4 out of 5. He's the one guy, if you're DGN, won't go into the free throw line. But as a Duke student, we would obviously love for him to convert on these. So we wish him all the luck to convert in this clutch situation. In goes Danko. Out comes Levine, clearly showing that Coach Dunn wants to go defensive here.
Yeah, they leave Kircher in the game with 4, though. Big opportunity, only down by 1 with 40 seconds left for DGN.
Danko showing his defensive prowess here. Out to the corner, number 12 hits it. Oh my goodness, 2 point lead for DGN. Timeout Dukes, 30 seconds remaining. 2 to tie, 3 to win. That was Jack Stanton, clutch 3. Wow. is Wolko. He was on the bench for a little bit there.
Yeah, with Hardick, they probably might go to the pick and roll with him and Kircher or Kircher and Richardson. DGN still with the pressure, though.
And with the offensive twist here after the big three from Stanton, they're going to bring back in Levine to the bench as Danko. Casey over to Kircher, 20 seconds remaining. Over to Levine, back to Casey. Around the pick and roll, as you were saying, over to Kircher, 15 seconds left. Here's the ISO, over to Richardson. Richardson floater. Oh no! Wolko with the rebound. Oh my goodness. That went around the rim 3 times. One of the unluckiest bounces.
I don't know how that one didn't fall. It looked like it was about to fall 3 times before it rolled out.
The refs are pointing towards the ground, doing, you can't see me, but a motion, arm straight out, finger pointed straight down, pointing in. They're now talking to Coach Dunn. Do not know what that means.
I think they got the timeout off. The DGN coach got the timeout.
That could be what they're saying, on the floor timeout. They're gonna put 3.9 seconds on the clock. We'll see what happens there.
The bad thing is the Dukes do not have the possession arrow either.
No, they do not. But with 3.9 seconds remaining, you're just kind of looking for a dribble and a shot. We'll see what the official call is here as soon as the teams come out of the huddle. 43-41 in favor of DGN over the Dukes here at the Dick Campbell Gym. The night prior to the ACT, me and my announcer are taking it tomorrow. We wish everyone who's watching who's going to be taking the ACT tomorrow. Luck on that.
Yeah, I think DGN still has a timeout. They still have 1 timeout, so if they can't get the ball in, they'll probably call that right away.
Yep, and it looks like DGN's ball. Looks like the timeout was not called by Coach John on the floor. Looks like DGN was the one who called the timeout. They're going to go full press. Quick foul there, 2.8 seconds remaining. That was on number 4. That's Hawk. Tieran Casey's fallen out of the game. In came Danko during that possession. Free throws here from Hawk.
Needs to miss 1 to give the Dukes the chance. And the Dukes have a timeout, so even on a miss, I'm assuming they go right to the timeout.
For the first time in a while, in comes Alex Sherman for Tieran. Kircher playing in the backcourt. So he's probably going to be looking to cherry pick, obviously, to try and get an easier shot, or a quicker shot, I should say, not necessarily easier. With the ball, hits it. That makes it a 3-point game, 3 to tie. No chance to win, timeout here. No chance to win for the Dukes on the next possession.
The next free throw could steal the game for DGN.
The next free throw for the junior, it's Mark Hawk. He is going to need to have ice in his veins here to ice the game for the DGN Trojans here at the Dukes to close out the Dukes season. But DGN still has 1 more game. But this is going to be a huge conference win for DGN if they're able to pull it out. Hopefully they do not, but mathematically it looks like they might. But we'll see. It all rests on the shoulders of the 6-foot junior, Max Hawk.
Also, the Dukes need to box out and get this rebound just in case a miss happens. DGN has size.
With the free throw, no good off the front win. Harden with it, throws it up court and throws it away. He wanted the foul. They had no timeouts left, so they were not able to call a timeout. Unfortunate loss here on senior night. great presentation by the York Dukes athletic administrative staff for the seniors of the cheerleading team, the competitive dance team, as well as the managers and the players on the basketball team. We thank all of you. We thank our tech director, Jack Borchers, for all his help, as it was just him, my color analyst and cameraman, Jack Tobin, myself on scoreboard and play-by-play. We thank you all for tuning in to the senior night broadcast of YSN. Our last home game, unless we get a home playoff game, I do not know exactly how the playoffs work for basketball, but our last regular season home game for the Dukes. We thank you all for enjoying this season and enjoying YSN content as a whole. Please join us again next time we record a game, and we will see you all soon. Thank you.
Thank you.